Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you tonight for another album review. Well, this is going to be for one of the newest album reviews, and it's probably the only one I'm going to be reviewing this Friday. For this Friday's albums that are coming out at midnight tonight. Sorry, I think I had a piece of hair because my hair's so curly now that hairs are starting to come off it. So I'm like, what the fuck? But yeah, this is gonna be for Bullet for My Valentine's self-titled album that I'm gonna be reviewing tonight for you guys. So I'm gonna discuss what I listened to for this 48-minute album, or about 48-minute album, and let you know what I thought of this whole album. So let's dive into this review. Now, I was trying to do this video a moment ago, but I kind of screwed up on it, and I just deleted it and wanted to do another take on this to see how this one would do. But yeah, Parasite is the opening track to this album, and it pretty much reminisces on old Bullet for My Valentine songs like Your Betrayal, Tears Don't Fall, um, then it's No Way Out, and then Don't Need You. So they kind of reminisce on some older songs, and or actually, to include another one, You Want a Battle, Here's a War, was before Don't Need You and No Way Out, I think. I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to listen to the album again. But Parasite doesn't start the song till like 1 minute and 35 seconds for the longer version of this track. And the longer version is pretty good. It opens the album up pretty well. And Parasite, great song. Love that song. Love Matt Tuck's screams in it. And also, just the guitar work and drum work is really fast. And it's right on point to make it a very aggressive, edgy song for us Bullet for My Valentine's fans to listen to and enjoy. Knives was the first single for this album, and Parasite was the second single after Knives, but still, Knives is the next track, and that was a really good song. I love that song. Matt Tuck really delivers with the screams, and he doesn't do much clean vocals through most of this album. He really doesn't. In a few songs, yeah, but not as much. Um, My Reverie, I wasn't sure what to think of it at first, but I quite like it. I think it's a very enjoyable track in my opinion. I'll give that a 5 out of 5 as well. No Happy Ever After. Um, My Reverie, pretty much what I was listening to. It seemed very different of a Bullet song, but seemed like they were going back to the album Venom. They're having, I'm feeling like a little bit of Venom vibes when listening to that song. And also the next song, which is No Happy Ever After. That song, very good track. My Reverie does deliver great screams from Matt Tuck, and I quite enjoyed it, so that's getting a 5 out of 5, along with No Happy Ever After. I don't know why I said My Happy Ever After. I'm getting my titles mixed up. Please forgive me on that. No Happy Ever After is getting the same rating too. And then Can't Escape the Waves is probably, it's a very fast song and very good song. I really liked it. I wasn't sure if there was going to be screaming in it, which there was only screaming in the background at like the bridge part of the song. And for the runtime it went for, this song is a banger for sure. So I quite enjoyed Can't Escape the Waves. Bastards, mm, I was not feeling for this song. Only the screaming part is the best part of the song. Through majority of the track, it's kind of disappointing, honestly. I'm a little disappointed in this track. In my opinion, I found it to be average, and I bumped it up a little just because the scream part is the best part in the song. But it's mostly Matt Tuck and the bandmates and this cheery, rebellious anthem kind of melody that it's going for. Uh, I just wasn't feeling for this one. So 3.5 out of 5 for me on Bastards. Rainbow Veins, great song. I loved it. Um, I wasn't sure if it was going to be my least favorite when I first heard it, but I quite enjoyed it for what it was going for. Shatter is one of my favorite songs from this album, honestly. Here I thought Parasite and Knives were my favorites, but Shatter is my personal favorite. I love that track to death. So, yeah, 5 out of 5 for me on that. And finally, Paralyzed and Death by a Thousand Cuts close out the album pretty well. So, more screams from Matt Tuck you're going to be hearing. And yeah, this album was very aggressive, very hardcore, and I quite enjoyed the heaviness in this album. Because this was a more heavy, aggressive album from Bullet in a while. Because Gravity was a different direction they were going for. Uh, but they wanted to experiment with that album a bit. They kept some of the metalcore sound with that album, but not as much. They tried a little soft rock, hard rock stuff. So they really did experiment a little bit more with that album. But overall, I think Bullet for My Valentine's self-titled album was definitely worth the wait. For an extra 2 weeks we had to wait because it was supposed to come out October 22nd, but it didn't due to the fact that it was pushed back 2 weeks later. But I'm glad I got to listen to this in full because this is a pretty good album. So for a score for me, I think I'm going to give Bullet for My Valentine's self-titled album an 8.5 out of 10. Pretty good listen. Like I said, my least favorite song has got to be Bastards. It really disappointed me a bit, but all 9 other tracks got 5 out of 5s. So they were very good. It's just Bastards I just wasn't feeling for. It's one of the weaker songs on the album you're going to find. But if you guys like it, that's great. There's a lot of anthemic stuff in that song, but I know it's great to play it at a live show. It's great to hear it at live, but to hear the studio version, it's a little disappointing, honestly. So Bastards is not my favorite song. Uh, but everything else about this album is pretty good. So 8.5 out of 10 I'm sticking with. It is going to be on my best albums of 2021 for sure. But definitely comment below. Let me know what you guys thought of the Bullet for My Valentine album, the self-titled album if you've heard it. And if you like this album review I made for you guys tonight, comment below and let me know your thoughts on it. Tap a like on this video if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you can support the channel. This album is coming out in a few hours of me recording this. It's like about 9:30 of me recording this video. But yeah, I hope you guys will like this album review and all that, because I worked a little hard to make it as good as possible, and I think you guys are gonna like this album for sure. This is one of their heaviest albums to date, and in my opinion, I quite enjoyed it. So I will return to you for the No Time to Die movie review. I think I'm gonna try watching it tonight, which it's a very long movie, but I'm gonna see what I can do eh, if I have time to watch it tonight, of course. But stay safe, take care. I hope you enjoyed this album review for Bullet for My Valentine's self-titled album. I did the best I could to make it as good as possible. And as always, I'll see you in my next review.